Hello everyone, Oh the Indignity here, and happy Halloween. Now, in this year's Halloween special, I'm going to be making another Wooden Railway custom, and this time it's going to be a very popular fan-made character called Timothy the Ghost Engine. So let's get into it. First thing I'm going to be doing is commit a Wooden Railway sin by using a Thomas Comes to Breakfast for this project. Now, don't worry, this is not the limited edition version, but I was going to originally use a 2001 Thomas for this project, which I ordered from eBay, but unfortunately it did not come in time, which is just very lucky, isn't it? First thing I did was I disassembled the Thomas Comes to Breakfast model, and this really pained me physically since this was a model that I have a lot of fond memories of. Spudge a little bit of a spudger in there. Give it a little bit of a whack every now and again, and then it should be loose. Then the chassis came loose, so I pulled it off, and then came the long, tedious process of chipping off this little bit around his smoke box that's supposed to be a window, I think. This took about 45 minutes, like it was very painful, but the reason I did this, and not just took it off in one go, is because I was very worried that I damaged the train itself, and as for mentioned, I did not have another train for this project. This was the only usable one. So, yeah, that kind of sucked to do. The smoke box was completely mangled, so I decided on using this one from an old Peter Sim since I like the rounded funnel. Finally, something relaxing. Now we're going to be painting the model. I just mixed some whites, grays, blacks to get a satisfactory gray color. I did make a tad too much to say the least. I think I made a bit of an excessive amount. However, the paint covered extremely well, and this is after one coat. It looks fully covered, but I did a second one just to be safe, obviously. Next up came one of my favorite parts for making Wooden Railway customs, which is designing the decals. I know that sounded sarcastic, but I swear to God it's not. I printed out the decals, cut them out, and glued them on with a glue stick. I added his running board using just some paper and a red Sharpie. I also glued that on with a glue stick. I added his buffer beam on, which could look better. And then I painted his chassis off camera, definitely because I didn't forget, guys. Definitely because, yeah. What the hell am I doing? It's like I cannot talk at all sometimes. Then I super glued the body onto the chassis using some simple super glue. This is the cheap and nasty stuff that you can find at the dollar store. It works best for me because it's cheap and it seems to hold very well, and it works well for what it's worth. Why do I just keep yapping? Why? What the hell am I doing, man? I put the engine onto the chassis, and then I added the smoke box. I added cab windows separate from the decals because, they would be a lot simpler to print without them, and I didn't have to print it in a difficult shape or anything like that. I then glued on the black cab roof using a glue stick. The exact same process followed for the coal and the coal bunker. And with that, Timothy the Ghost Engine was finished, and he looks very nice as well. Now, you might have noticed the absence of a face and hideous void in his smoke box. Now, the reason I did that is so it could be kind of like a smudger situation, you know, he misbehaved, so they chopped off his face and, like, put it on a generator or something, or, like, burned it or put it in a scrapyard. Burned it is brutal. Burned it is absolutely brutal. Okay, bro, I can't do this anymore. Okay. I think it's time for the running footage.
Toby?
Yes, Percy?
Who's that?
Oh, that's Timothy the Ghost Engine.
Well, where's his face gone?
Well, very long ago, he was being a naughty, naughty engine, so they had to chop his face off and burn it. Well, Percy, cheerio then.